Hey everybody, it's Robert with the Not Move podcast. I got with me a very special guest, William Langston. He's a boxer, man. Tell me about yourself.
Man, I've been boxing for not quite the longest, but I started boxing back in 2017. I got into the sport, and as a kid, I always liked boxing. Going into a boxing gym, just the smell of the gym, the feel of the gloves, um, the feel of the bag, and just the aura when you go into the gym. So when I stepped into a gym again finally in 2017, I just fell in love with it, man.
Now, your first ever boxing match. What was it like, man? Going into the ring, knowing that you're about to fight in front of everybody. How was that match?
So my first match, it was kind of just like a fight, man. It was a street fight. I had too much energy. I really didn't know how to control my energy, but I grew up kind of rough, in the streets fighting. So it was pretty normal for me. All my friends, my family was there, my wife was there, um, my son was there, everybody was there. So I was just more excited to put on a show than nervous. But I did have a whole bunch of nervous energy. I just didn't really know how to control it. So I just stood around bouncing around the whole time waiting on my fight. I was just bouncing and bouncing and bouncing, and I couldn't stop moving. But it went good. My first fight I won by stoppage. But it was pretty just raw fighting. Wasn't really no
Yes, sir.
technicality to it.
Yes, sir. Now, from your first ever match, from your debut to now to co-main eventing, what would you say the biggest lessons you learned, and how much would you say your skill has developed?
Oh man, I've learned very big lessons, and most importantly, I've learned how to deal with pressure. And not just the pressures of being in the ring, but the pressures outside the ring and in the ring. You know, I dealt with a lot of pressures outside the ring. I'm a recovering addict. I battled that, um, beat that. You know, um,
Yes, sir.
I had battle with being in the streets too much, and just being incarcerated over and over, and battle that, and I beat that, and I got into boxing after that. So kind of dealing with those things beforehand, and then even dealing with the addiction during my boxing, it helped me overcome that. And it the greatest lesson that boxing, the sport itself, has taught me, that boxing is life. Sometimes you're gonna get hit. It's gonna happen. It's just like in boxing. You're gonna get in the ring, you're gonna fight, and you're gonna get hit. What's gonna happen. No matter how perfect your defense is, a punch is gonna slip through. Even fighters that are as great as the greatest defensive fighters like Shakur Stevenson, he gets touched. You know what I mean? It just happens. But just like in life, you get hit. You got to get back up, and you got to keep fighting, man. You got to roll with the punches.
Yes,
You can't
sir.
just lay down. You can't just lay down and give up. So boxing has taught me that, man. You got to have perseverance. You got to be strong. You got to be tough, and you gotta use your mind, man. You gotta think. This is a thinking man's game. This is chess, not checkers. So that's part of what boxing has taught me, and I love the sport for that.
Now, for your match coming up, what has the training been like for this match? What have you noticed about your opponent? Have you saw any weaknesses from your opponent? How do you feel about this match?
Yeah, I mean, he's a pretty game guy. He's got experience. He's got more professional fights than I have. Um, but I pride myself on my consistency and my work ethic. I'm a year round fighter. I train year round, and my preparation for the fight has just been high intensity. Um, if you guys can see, I'm actually wearing a Nashville Smash shirt.
Yes,
So,
sir.
and I know a lot of people don't know what that is, but I'm a part of the team boxing league, and I'm the team captain for the Nashville Smash, and I'm actually
Okay.
in Los Angeles right now, because my team just had a fight last night. We had an event at Thunder Studios against the LA Elite. We came up short, but I dominated both my rounds. There was a lot of the team that dominated, both of their rounds. Some of our fighters, came up short, and the other fighter was the better person that night, and that's it. We go back to the drawing board. We got a couple weeks. I got a week until May 2nd till I got this guy, and then I'm back on the roll with the Nashville Smash, and I'll be in Nashville May 22nd. So it's just all about high intensity, and it's really it's high octane. You got one round, and your first round is your last round, so you want to make the best impression you can in that one round, because you only have 3 minutes. So that's kind of what I've been training for. I kind of been training for that because I know I have the conditioning to go the distance. So even though our round is scheduled for an 8-round fight, I'm guaranteeing it's not gonna go 8 rounds.
Yes, sir. Hey, that's what I like to hear, man. Um, Now you also are a coach, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I'm an amateur coach. I'm a USA amateur coach.
So, what is the first thing you work on when you get a student to coach, man? What is the first thing you work on with them?
The first thing I work on, to be honest, is it's not even really the boxing. I mean, first thing boxing wise, yes, we do work on basics, fundamentals, the ones, the twos, and it's really the jab. That's the first thing. That's the bread and butter. They say a good hook will take you around the block, but a good jab will take you around the world. So things I like to work on is the jab first. That's key. I like to look at the jab as the bread and butter. But first thing first is conditioning and being in shape. So, and not just physically but also mentally, because like I said, this is a mental sport. It's chess, not checker. So I like to check their mental. You know, and I talk to my fighters a lot. We have more of a friendship, personal relationship. I know their families. You know, I know their mothers, fathers. And things of that such. And I like to look at them as brothers of mine, or friends of mine.
Yes, sir. Now, you got coaching. You got the match coming up May 2nd, and then you're back on the road. How do you keep the right mindset with all this going on, man?
Like I said, man, boxing is life. This is my lifestyle, man. I don't treat boxing like it's a sport. um I know it is a sport, but I don't treat boxing as a sport. I treat boxing like my lifestyle. So I eat, sleep, shit boxing. That's just what I do.
Yes,
um
sir.
I know a lot of fighters might say that, but I this is something that I truly live by. I'm in the gym 7 days a week. I train hard. I run 6 days a week. Just This is just what I do. It's nothing new to me. It's become normal, and I'm gonna say for the past 6 years, it's been this way. So I'm gonna just keep doing it like this. And I mean, it's been I've been getting great results from it. And anytime I'm called to a fight, I always put on a great performance. So I think it does me well.
Now another question about the match coming up. Um, what can you promise we can see from you in this match?
Um, you're gonna see high intensity. You're gonna see high output. You're gonna see me sitting down on a lot of my punches. It's gonna be a lot of big shots. I was just recently fighting at super middleweight, so I was fighting at 168. I have been fighting there for the last 5 years, 4.5, 5 years. You know, um, After a certain amount of time, your body isn't the same anymore. And I've told guys this a lot. I'm not a small 168. I'm a big 168. I'm 6 foot 2.5. I got almost an 80-inch reach, and you know, I've gotten as heavy as 217. When I first started boxing, I was around 207. So I mean, although I don't walk around that heavy, I probably walk around in the 190s. But when I was cutting weight for 168, I had to cut down. I had to have a cut, a camp before camp, to cut down in order to get closer to that weight. And now as I move up to 175, I'm feeling a lot stronger. I get to walk around at 195, 190, and I'm comfortable. I'm not worrying about my weight because I know 175 is a really easy weight for me to make. And I feel a lot more stronger, a lot more energetic, a lot more hydrated. So it's an exciting feeling, man. And I'm coming for all the guys at 175.
Yes, sir. 4 more questions for you. One question: what's an early prediction for this match?
Knockout.
Knockout. Okay.
Knockout. I'm not sure what round. Not sure what round. Every round I'm looking for it. If I find it and I see it, then he's on. If not, I'll just keep taking my time, picking my shots, and amping it up, and I'm sure I'll get the job done.
Now, another question I got for you: is there a walkout song?
I'm actually walking out with an artist. He goes by the name of Big Rock.
Okay.
He's from Milwaukee. He's a Christian artist. And I'm excited to actually be doing this with him, man. One of my guys that I've been doing videos with for a long time. He's a good videographer and a good friend of mine, Athen. We've been doing videos for a while, and he's out of Milwaukee too. And he reached out to me, and we made this happen. So I'm excited, and I appreciate it all, man.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be exciting. Amen to that. Now, real quick, where can we find? Because we all want to see it, man. Where can we watch this match?
I believe it'll be streamed on Millions Live. I believe it'll be on Millions, on the Millions app.
Shout out to Millions. My final question for you: what is an inspiring message you would send to the young boxers? Being a coach yourself, and being in the industry for almost 10+ years now, what is an inspiring message you would send out to the young boxers, the young athletes in the world?
I really I'm a firm believer that if you see it, you speak it, you believe it, then you can achieve it. We can do anything. We can do all things through God, who strengthens us. With him, all things are possible. With him, without him, nothing is possible. And then I like to think that, I know a lot of pressure comes with this. So there's a saying that I like to go by that, I know pressure, it can bust a pipe, but it can also create a diamond. And a lot of us are just a diamond in the rough, waiting on that pressure. So, just stay true to the game and keep trucking. And anything you believe in, anything you want to become, anything you want to do, man, it's possible.
Yes, sir. Now, real quick, I know you got some sponsors. Would you like to shout them out real quick? The floor is yours.
Yeah, I got a lot of sponsors, man. My first sponsor is my brother, a good friend of mine, Matt, and his foundation, My Father's Business. I got another great friend of mine, Brandon, from Milwaukee. He owns a restaurant by the name of Twisted Plants. Another great friend of mine, Chef Wally. He just got on board with me, Plant Based City. They got a food truck in Chicago, the best food in Chicago. I got my guy Fabi. He's actually one of my pad coaches now. And he owns Road Runner Towing. I got Bristol 45 Diner. I got my guy Athen. He's actually sponsoring me for this event as well. I'm really excited, man. I'm really excited, and I'm really excited to put on a show for everybody. Another one of my other sponsors is a great friend of mine, my guy Puma. He got a apparel line called We Okay Apparel because we always okay.
Yes, sir.
And everybody that's coming out to support all my friends, all my family, everybody who bought a ticket, everybody who's coming to support. I thank you all, my team, my coach, Sam Colonna, and, my wife, my kids, everybody that plays a part in this, everybody plays a part, I feel like is somewhat of a sponsor. It's support in a way, So
For sure.
I want to thank them all, and just know I appreciate it.
Real quick, I did leave out a question. How did you get the nickname The Kid?
Oh, so it's kind of a short, maybe a long story. I'm gonna shorten it up. I used to hang out on the streets a lot, and no one wanted to be the kid. Everyone wanted to be the man, right?
Yeah.
No one wants to be the boy. No one wants to be, called the little kid. I was hanging around grown guys, and everybody wanted to be the man. That was the thing. I played too much. I horse played all the time. And that was kind of an insult. They called me the kid because it was like, he plays too much. He always plays. I had people that even called me children because they said I played like multiple kids because I played too much. And then I started getting older, around 17, 18. I started getting older, but I didn't play as much. I was really the quiet guy. And I was known as more of the choir boy because I grew up in a church. My grandfather owned a church, and my mom, my father, we had to go to church. That was just something that was big in our family. So they knew me as the choir boy. I was in the choir. I sung in the choir and all of that. And I was quiet kid. And then we would go out and we would go to not club. We would go to parties and things like that. And fights would happen, but I wouldn't say anything. I was always sitting back quiet, in the corner doing my thing. I wouldn't dance, nothing at the parties or nothing. I would just sit around and watch my guys. But if we ever had an altercation and anything happened, I was always the first one to throw a punch. So they were like, man, he's a killer. Kid's a killer. He's a killer in disguise because they thought of me as the church boy, the quiet guy, the choir boy. He's not a street guy, and every time I proved them wrong. So I took that moniker and I bring it to boxing, and I have 4 sons. So I like to use that name as my moniker in boxing, but I also like to spice it up a bit, and I come out. When I do my ring walks, I come out as a different person every time. So like my last fight, I came out as Django, and we'll be coming back as Django again this next one. But I've done Venom, I've done Django, I've done the Black Lantern, I've done Miles Morales. I've done a lot. I've done a bank robber. I've done a lot, man. So it's just I do a different disguise every time. I head in that ring, and just it's kind of it's a part of the entertainment, really for my kids. I let my kids pick them. I've done the sheriff. I like it. It's part of the entertainment, but it's also fun to me.
For sure. Hey, I'm glad I asked, man. Now, real quick, before we end this off, could you let the people know about your Instagram, let them know about your social medias, let them know where they can find you?
Yeah, everybody can follow me on Millions at Ricardo the Kid 333. They can follow me on Instagram at Ricardo the Kid 333, and you can follow me on Facebook at William Ricardo Langston.
Yes, sir. Real quick, after your match, I would like to get another interview with you. Maybe off the app. We have a podcast that we do, and we go to StreamYard, stream it to YouTube, Twitch.
The Not Move podcast is fueled by Dubby Energy.
Facebook,
smooth, jitter-free focus, and flavors that slap. Mango, berry, watermelon. Whatever gets you locked in, they've got it. Hit up Dubby.gg,
right,
use promo code Not Move, and snag 10% off your order. Stay not moved, stay energized.
Number Friday nights, 9 Eastern. It's the Dribble NBA edition on the Not Move podcast. We break down the week, the trades, the highlights, everything around the league. Tap in, chop it up with us, and get the takes that move the game forward. Stay not moved.
The Not Moved podcast drop is here. Snapbacks, hoodies, mugs, stickers, totes, everything you need to rep the convo everywhere you go. Limited run, unlimited style. Tap the link, fill the cart, and
tap into the Not Moved podcast every Friday night at 8 Eastern.
We're bringing the scrap sheet, UFC edition.
Every jab, every takedown, every headline.
All the fights, all the drama, all the picks, right here.
Watch live on YouTube or listen anywhere you get your podcast. Hit follow, hit subscribe.
And stay not moved.
Need some new Not Moved drip? The In the Wickets hoodie just dropped. Super soft fleece, heavyweight feel, and the official NMP patch on the sleeve. Tap add to cart, check out, and let us handle the rest. In a couple days, it shows up at your door, ready to rock. Rep the podcast from the couch to the tip.
Every Thursday night, the Not Moved podcast drops a new episode of
In the Wickets,
our deep dive on everything around the NHL.
We break down the plays, the trades, the stats, and the stories that matter.
Plus, a few hot takes along the way.
Join us live at 8 p.m. Eastern, or catch it on your favorite podcast app right after.
Same energy, same on.
Tuesday nights just got louder. Ringside Rewind is live every week, 9 Eastern.
We're breaking down Raw, SmackDown, and everything leading into the weekend. If it happens between the ropes, we're talking about it.
Deep dives, hot takes, and a few surprise
and
replays.
A whole lot of arguing.
Yeah, but the good kind.
Ringside.
The Orphan Elimination Chamber tee just dropped. Fresh out the box. Look at this.
That print is nasty. Chain link O, silver hit. It's tough.
It's soft too, y'all. Fits right. Little drip for the Elimination Chamber weekend.
We rocking these all season.
If you're part of the Not Move fam, you already know.
Jump on it before it's
gone. Grab yours now at Not Move Shop.
Episode of the Not Move podcast is brought to you by the MLB Shop. They have every team's gear, from classic caps to World Baseball Classic hoodies, all official and all ready for game day. Tap the link in our bio to head straight to the shop and snag your favorite merch.
The drop is here. NMP gear built for every day and game day. Hoodies, mugs, and the Coach Common jersey in bold gold. Rep the movement. Feel the energy. Shop new arrivals.
If you're craving baseball talk that doesn't flinch, tap in with us Monday nights at 8 Eastern.
It's the Rusty Mitt MLB edition of the Not Move podcast. Breakdowns, debates, all the swings and misses without the fake fluff.
Join us live or catch the replay wherever you get your pods. Rusty Mitt, not moved. Stay not moved.
Attention Not Move Nation. Our first ever jersey has landed. The NMP by JB Sport Talk collab brings premium mesh, bold gold accents, and that undeniable game day energy. Plus, hoodie drop.
Today's episode of Not Moved is brought to you by Open Goal, the world's #1 backyard goal. If you love soccer but hate chasing balls into the neighbor's yard, this thing is a game changer. Its rebound net sends missed shots right back to you, and the side nets keep your landscaping and your windows safe. It's perfect for kids, for training, or just having fun.
Today's episode of the Not Moved podcast is brought to you by Walmart.com. With our storefront in the Walmart app, you can get everything you need. Pick up or have it delivered.
We ordered dinner while recording and it showed up before we wrapped.
Better Good sweet corn and burrata ravioli.
Nuri protein drinks, even St. Patrick's Day treats.
Walmart.com.
Not Move, fam. Southgate edition just landed and it's fire. Check the tee. Watch out for the skis and the wickets. Hockey stick, cricket wickets, all vibes. We got hoodies, mugs, caps, beanies, whatever you need. Cop yours before they...
At the Not Move podcast, just drop the gear.
Heavyweight hoodies, premium cotton, street ready.
Caps, mugs, and more. Every detail on point.
Whether you're hooping, tailgating, or just repping the pod, NMP fits the culture.
Limited drops. When they're gone, they're gone.
Cop yours today at notmoveshop.fourthwall.com.
This non-casual podcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or reused without the authorized written consent of the Not Move Podcast Network. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.